Just a random thought, but has anyone else ever thought about how expensive it is to date in your 20s? I'm not going on a lot of dates anymore because really I don't want anybody's son up in my business, but I was thinking about how when I had my hot girl summer and I was going on a lot of dates, I mean, I would pay too a lot, don't get me wrong. I always offered a split, but there was a lot of time where the guy would pay, which...
What is the most you would spend on a first date? The most, the absolute limit.
Well, I mean, I don't like spending more than $200, but you know, once you get
$200.
Once you get into the second drink territory, then it's like, oh, we're on another spot. You get a little.
You get into the 200 territory. Yeah.
What's the most you've ever spent, and what's the most you'll spend?
I can't remember the most I've ever spent on a first date, but I'm sure it's been a lot. I mean, I've gone on dates that are first dates have been north of $100 for sure, probably north of $200 for sure. This is back when I was going on a lot of dates before I realized I'm not wasting my time on that issue anymore.
Yeah.
Now, what's the most I would spend now on a first date? Not a lot. I don't know the number, but not a lot. I'll put it that way.
For me, it would be $200 max.
Max?
Like max.
Okay.
Max on everything would be $200, but typically it's like within $100. I think $100 first date is fair because if you do anything, that's gonna be what, $50 each. And if you go to a restaurant, I mean, $60.
It's true.
60. Well, I typically don't do restaurants for first date because I feel like it's just awkward. I would prefer to do like an activity, like if you have like golf, something where it's like more interactive, like you're doing something, opposed to like you just sitting down like this and then like I just don't like anything that feels like an interview.
You know what? I know I agree with you 100%. But for me nowadays, if I'm dating someone for serious, the last time I'm trying to think back, the last time I went on the first date, it had to be like a year or two ago. And yeah, I mean, we did go to like a arcade-ish type thing where you can get food and play like bowling and golf, or not golf, pool. And that costs maybe $100 something. So I think I agree with you.
Yeah, $100.
Okay, I guess we agree with this guy. $200 max.
Yeah, that's what I said. $200 is max.
$200 max.
I'm not going to roof.
But I need to know this chick a little bit. I don't want to just like, I met you real quick and then like, hey, let's hang out. And we go and I drop $200
No,
on you.
because the thing is, if you're a guy and you're dating girls, you have to drop that multiple times.
Exactly.
I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah, $300 is expensive, but if you look at it the way I look at it, like the actual date and then like the preparation before the date, that $300 can creep up on you real quick. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna get a haircut, I'm gonna buy me an outfit, you know, that right there is gonna be like $100. Then you know there's gas, you know, for whatever traveling we're gonna do, and then whatever activity that we're gonna do. That $300 can creep up real quick. You know, I'm still not trying to spend that amount, but it can creep up real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. I mean, shape up, hair, all. But I mean, that's stuff I would do anyway, regardless if I was going on a date. And the thing is, if you keep up with your maintenance when you have a date, you don't even have to worry about getting it done. So I mean, I don't know. I think that's kind of unfair when people talk about preparation. Like, oh, I got to go out and buy clothes. You don't already have clothes?
So that's what I was going to say, too. I was going to say, like, he's adding a lot of stuff in that I think is stuff we do already. Like, when I calculate how much a date costs, I'm calculating just everything that's specifically related to that date. I'm not even counting transportation for myself personally. I'm counting, let's say we go to a restaurant, I'm counting the drinks, I'm counting the food, I'm counting the tip.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not, if I order her an Uber, I'll count that. But if I'm not going to count my gas to get to the restaurant. I'm not doing that. I'm not adding that into my thing.
I think that's kind of...
My gas to get to the restaurant, unless I'm going somewhere far. Yeah, if I'm going far. But if we both live in the same city.
No, of course. No. If we're like $5, got $10, no, I'm not counting that. But right. I'm talking about like if you're driving an hour away, yeah, I'm counting that.
Yeah, if you're driving a long distance, then yeah, you should count that in there for sure.
Which I probably wouldn't do anyway.
Nah, I'm good on that.
Not now, listen. When I was younger, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we were younger. We already know we all did some crazy things for we were just learning back then. So
bro, we used to take trips to get stuff like that.
Ridiculous.
This is a random thought, but has anyone else ever thought about how expensive it is to date in your 20s? I'm not going on a lot of dates anymore because really I don't want anybody's son up in my business, but I was thinking about how when I had my hot girl summer and I was going on a lot of dates, I mean, I would pay too a lot, don't get me wrong. I always offered a split, but there was a lot of time where the guy would pay, which I do.
Just in case you guys don't know, the split is a trap.
Obviously.
Just don't do the split. Because they'll say, oh, well, I'll pay for half, and they'll look at you like this.
We know them.
And I would think, like, God damn, if they're going on a date, like, every week, and they're paying, like, $60 a week, that adds up. I'm a big fan, and I tend to suggest dates that are cheaper, like, let's just go grab ice cream, or grab coffee and chat, just because, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't matter to me if somebody has enough money to pay for a fancy restaurant, or if they just want to grab a $2 coffee. It really doesn't matter. But I've also been on dates where, like, the guy didn't even motion to take his card out of his wallet, and I paid for the entire $75 brunch. And I was like, oh my God, you know, that's expensive. Like, there's no way I could be going on dates frequently and paying $75 every single time. I feel like there's just so much pressure though around dating and around like where you take the person on the date and what you do and how much you spend and who fucking cares? I don't care where you take me. I mean, don't take me to like some sketch ass place, you know? But like, let's just grab coffee and just chill. Let's just grab some Starbucks and chat. It doesn't have to be pricey. I just feel like, gosh, it would add up so fast if you were the one who was constantly paying for them and if you wanted to be going on dates frequently.
Listen, if she's being honest right now and sincere about her thoughts and her feelings about it, and she's not just saying this for like, I don't know, for whatever, like clout or something, then I think I like her. I like her perspective because she's looking at it from the guy's perspective.
I think she's being honest.
Yeah, so
nothing will sober you up fast than you having to do it yourself.
Exactly.
And the fact that she had to pay for that brunch, she was like, oh.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly. That's what it is. So I respect that. I respect her for being like, listen, we can go grab some coffee. You don't gotta take me to Ruth Chris or, whatever fancy restaurant.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if someone really likes you, it doesn't matter. We all know that. We've all probably talked to someone, dated someone that just really liked us, and it doesn't really matter what you do. So I mean, if they really like you, it doesn't matter. In terms of what like people's expectations are for where you take them to a date, I think it has gone a little bit out of hand. I remember I was talking to one of my friends, she was a girl. And she was talking about how she dated this guy, right? Or the guy that she's currently dating. And she was like, yeah, our first date was it wasn't Ruth Chris, but it was at some other restaurant that was like fancy, right? Mm-hmm. And then in my head, I was like, well, I remember you saying the first time you guys went out was somewhere else. And she was like, oh, well, that didn't really count as a date. Like, it wasn't a nice place. So it's like, I'm starting to realize that certain people don't count dates if they're not, like, super nice.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to her, and I was like, hold on, wait. So he asked you to go somewhere. And she was like, yeah. You attended. She was like, yeah. It was romantic. She was like, yeah, we went on a date. It was a date. I think it might have been like hiking or something. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, that's a date. Like, just because it wasn't somewhere nice, that doesn't mean that doesn't count as a date. It's still a date.
Yeah, bro. To me, that story just looks to me. To me, I see that as a red. If I knew that, he might not know that.
Yeah.
But if I knew that, I say that's a red flag, and I wouldn't want to be with the person because that just shows me that in the future you're a little too materialistic for me. Now, this is me personally. Everyone has their own triggers and what they want in a relationship. But for me, that just signals to me that she's about the dollars and that she's about things that in the long term are going to cause issues. So I wouldn't rock with it, personally speaking. What do you guys think? How do you feel about it? I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, because I know her. I mean, she's cool, but I just thought it was odd. Like, to me, it wasn't a red flag. I just thought it was odd. Like, count everything else before because it wasn't nice.
It just sounds like she's not down to earth. Like this chick right here that's talking sounds like she's down to earth. She gets it. Okay, I understand that it costs a lot of money for these guys to go on multiple dates. I'm gonna be a little bit understanding. We can go get some coffee, whatever. To me, that sounds like she's not that down to earth. Like she's kind of high maintenance. That's just my personal.
The way that I took it was kind of like some people like things to be like fairy tale.
Yeah.
So
which is also a problem.
They'll kind of like rearrange things to be in a fairy tale.
Sure.
So from her perspective, it kind of just seemed like she wanted it to go as a way of like a fairy tale novel. Like, oh, he took me to a nice restaurant, we fell in love, and then we got married. But in reality, it was like he took you to the nice restaurant like after 3 dates.
Hey, listen, I'm hip. I hear what you're saying, and I know this is your friend, so you're not, she's your friend. And I don't know this chick, so cool. No shade to her, but even with that, I'm like red flag because if you.
He's like, I just want to let you know that I don't care. Red flag.
Flag on the play. Not only because, listen, if you go into a relationship that you want to be long term and you're going into it like it's a fairy tale, you got problems.
No, I mean.
Because you already know what's going to happen.
You got problems.
You got problems. Because life is not a fairy tale whatsoever. So that's what I'm saying. If you're more grounded and you understand from a perspective of in the real world, it's better than, well, I like him and the first date we had fun, but I'm going to wait till and count the second date because it was more, nah, bro. Nah, bro. That's just. But shout out to your friend though.
I never said I dated.
And the truth is revealed.
So if you think these are the reasons why guys aren't dating, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think they're not, and they're lying, they're just cheap. Leave a like, leave a comment. All right, decision makers, don't date unless you want to.
If you're broke.